Alrighty then, it's time for the Q&A. Thank you guys for sending in questions for this week's edition. If you guys have questions for me, description box down below with all the details on how you can send in questions. Johnny Russo asks, which match would you rather see? Ambrose and Austin versus Rock and Reigns, or Ambrose and Reigns versus Rock and Austin? Ambrose and Reigns versus Rock and Austin, two Shield guys going against two of the greatest of all time. Sounds pretty cool if you ask me. So that's the match I would rather see the most. Kim Jong-un asks, what if I debuted at the Royal Rumble? Well, sorry, Mr. Ung. Once you come out to Fireworks by Katy Perry, you will enter the ring and then get your ass tossed out, and then a bunch of military and government will surround the arena and then arrest you, and then you'll be a captive to America. So sorry, Kim Jong-un, you would get your ass grasped if that was the case. Snowdrop asks, what if Tito Ortiz and Scott Steiner were your roommates? AKA the Big Papa Pump and the Huntington Beach Bad Boy. It'd be a fun time. The house would be really, really messy. Nothing would get done. I wouldn't be able to understand Tito or Scott Steiner because they can't speak the English language well at all, just like me. So we wouldn't be able to understand each other. It'll be flippin' hilarious. So it'd be a fun time, but we wouldn't get shit done. Cheryl Veneer asks, who was the least deserving Royal Rumble winner? Lex Luger. Here comes Lex Express. Nah, we can't have Bret Hart just win the Rumble and face Yokozuna again. Nah, we need to make sure Lex Luger gets put over. What the hell did Lex Luger do to get the push that he got in the WWF? Swear, man. I know there's a bunch of Luger fans from the WCW days. That's cool. But I'm talking about WWF Lex Luger. You could not like that guy. He was so unlikable. And the fact that he won the Rumble. Why? Why did Lex Luger need to win the Rumble with Bret Hart? Why did this guy need another title opportunity at Yokozuna? You guys already ruined him. Did the WWE not realize when they didn't put the title on him at SummerSlam 93, they already ruined him? So why in the blue frick are you giving Lex Luger another title shot? And that a match that no one cares about. If you talk about WrestleMania 10, people forget Lex Luger fight Yokozuna. Only like the freaking WrestleMania nuts that freaking watch WrestleMania 10 on repeat would know that Lex Luger had a match. But if you ask casual people to name 3 matches from WrestleMania 10, they're going to name you the ladder match, they're going to name you Owen Hart versus Bret, and they're going to name you Bret versus Yoko. Lex and Yoko don't even come in people's minds. So yeah, Lex Luger was the least deserving Royal Rumble winner. He didn't need another title shot. This is the bottom line when it comes down to it. The Shadow asks, how would you react if Ric Flair came back to the WWE, even if it's probably very unlikely? Why? That's what I would say. That would be my reaction. Why are you coming back? What can you bring different to this company? I mean, that would just be me. I have no interest in seeing Ric Flair return to the WWE as a full-time performer. As a guy to do interviews and freaking every once in a while, sure, why not? But as a full-time performer, don't want to see that. Chi asks, which Royal Rumble ending would be better? Tito coming out at number 30 and winning, or Justin Gabriel coming back to win after the world's shortest aspiring? Tito, come on, man. I like Justin Gabriel. He's a good worker. But nothing would compare to Tito Ortiz winning at number 30. Because he would get no reaction whatsoever when he won. He would eliminate Cockfist and then stand like this and everyone would be like, Tito! Well, I'll be like Tito. Everyone that I know would be like, Tito! But no one would give a shit in the arena. It would have actually made sure there was no riots at the Royal Rumble. Just like Jack DeLeo asked, what if after Roman Reigns won the Rumble, Tito Ortiz came out with his arms crossed and everyone stopped booing? Exactly, Jack DeLeo. Why didn't the WWE think this through? You think The Rock's going to help Roman Reigns? He is the wrong people's champion for the job. You want to calm down this crowd, not make them even more pissed off. If you send Tito Ortiz out there with this shitty TNA theme music and him marching out thinking he's like some big deal, crossing his damn arms. That would help out Roman Reigns more. Sure, crowd's not reacting, but you can't blame Roman Reigns for that. You're not going to blame Roman Reigns. You're going to be like, you know what? Tito Ortiz totally calmed down this crowd and made this crowd not give a shit about what the fuck is going on. So yeah, he called the wrong people's champion for the job. He called the people's champion that gets a reaction. People don't want The Rock to be forced to give an endorsement to Cockfist, but people wouldn't mind if Tito Ortiz did it because no one would give a shit and no one would give a reaction. So yeah, Jack DeLeo, you should have called Tito Ortiz for that. Cody Melton asks, do you think WWE should put the U.S. title on the line in the Cena match at Fastlane? No. What does it benefit if you put the U.S. title on the line against Rusev, against Cena? The match is already interesting in itself because we're going to wonder how in the blue hell is Rusev going to win this match and how he can survive the John Cena monster. So the match is already interesting. If anything, Rusev's facing for the John Cena championship. The title's already on the line. It's not the U.S. title, though. It's the John Cena title that's on the line. So if anything, man, there's already a championship on the line. Why do we need to add another one? This match is already interesting just based on the name value, just because it's a Cena match. Because, like, you know, it's and I just love how you call it the Cena match at Fastlane. You don't even add Rusev. You're just like, the Cena match. It's like, fuck Rusev. It's all about Cena. We know that at the end of the day. So, exactly. You call it the Cena match. The Cena match doesn't need another title added to it. The John Cena title is already prestigious and all that other stuff. We don't need to throw in the U.S. title in this situation. It would just make the match more worse, in my opinion. I know then a lot of people are going to comment, but the U.S. title would be validated if it was defended against John Cena. So what, it could get a DQ finish? No, thank you. Big Garbage Man asks, what would you do if you woke up one morning and saw Garbage Man laying next to you, staring at you and whispering, time to take out the trash? I would first jump in fear, but then I'd punch him in the face a couple times and be like, you're damn right, it's time to take out the trash, throw him over, and then throw him in my trash can. That's what I would do, Big Garbage Man. That's what I would do. The Chase Allen asks, who do you think should go into the WWE Hall of Fame this year? The guy who I want to go in this year is already in, Chase. Macho Man, that's all I wanted. They gave me what I wanted. They can put whoever the hell else they want to put in there. Do I think British Bulldog and Owen should be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. But until they figure out those situations with those families, they can't put them in the Hall of Fame. I have no control in that. But they got the man that I want in the Hall of Fame for sure. Diamentio asks, what would WWE be like now if Batista was the face of the company instead of John Cena? A much better company because Batista would have done more jobs. Batista was a guy that knew how to control the crowd. If you look at Batista's time on top, people don't give Batista enough credit. This guy was not like John Cena where he would enter a building and get a bunch of mixed reactions. At least Batista, when he was booked as a babyface, would get mostly, if not all the time, positively cheered. And sometimes Batista would face IWC favorites and he would get cheered over them. So Batista did his job perfectly, and it did his job very, very well. And I think if Batista was still the face of the company instead of John Cena, the company would be much better off because Batista would have done the job to the Nexus. Batista would have done many jobs to guys like Mr. Kennedy, Bobby Lashley, Carlito, and the list can go on and on. So I think the company would be much better off with Batista on top because I felt he would have done more jobs because Batista knows how this business works. Diamond and Spoon asks, what if the bunny came back like this as a psychopath heel? And he has a creepy picture of the bunny. Really, man? You want to try to repackage the bunny out of all people? I mean, it's a cool idea. A psychopath, crazy little animal running around. But at the same time, man, it's the bunny. Why would we want to think about repackaging the bunny when we should be thinking about how to repackage Tyson Kidd? Or how to repackage Cesaro, or how to repackage Adam Rose, or how to repackage Heath Slater. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, it's a cool idea. Like, you know, the picture's really cool. It'd be freaking freaky as hell seeing this damn bunny around being psychopath. But at the end of the day, it's still the bunny. It's like, the bunny? Really? Why focus on the bunny when we can focus on other people? You know what I'm saying? It's just the bunny is a weak character overall, man. Turning him heel and being a psychopath, yeah, it'll be creepy, but at the end of the day, he's still called the bunny. It's not like this dude is like, and also at the end of the day, who's really afraid of bunnies? Like, you can make something look scary and all that other stuff, but has a bunny ever done anything in your life that has made you say, shit, dude, that was scary? I mean, the scariest thing that the bunny has done on TV is humping Adam Rose. Remember when he humped Adam Rose? I mean, that's like the scariest thing he did, but that was just kind of like a weird, like, what the fuck did I just watch moment? That's why you were kind of scared of it. So I'm just saying, man, like, you could change the look of the bunny. You can make the bunny all fierce and psychopath as you want, but I still won't like it. Because at the end of the day, the WWE is focusing on pushing a bunny over many other talents in the world. That's just my honest opinion on it, my man. RKO Legend asks, do you only like big, beautiful man wrestlers like Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and other dudes like that? Oh, I hate you. I'm sorry, man. I just get always asked if I'm like, oh, am I a muscle mark and I only like big wrestlers? Look at my profile pic, man. You'll see there's Rey Mysterio there. So, I like Rey Mysterio. I've said numerous times I like Chris Jericho. I like all the Shield dudes. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they ain't big. Like, Ambrose is one of my favorites currently, too. So I like my fair share of small guys, dude. I just like big guys, too. Not a big deal. Unlike most wrestling fans, I don't just have one type of wrestler I like. You know, I like a different variety of professional wrestlers. Johnny Russo asks, oh, he already asked that question. Largest85 asks, have you ever been in Squall, aka Leon, on Kingdom Hearts when you first meet him in Traverse Town and he wanted Sora's Keyblade? Yeah, that fight is really not that hard once you learn the mechanics. Like, really, to be honest, even if you're at a low level of that fight, you just have to kind of just avoid him at all costs. And the best way to kind of do that is just like, he shoots fireballs and you can hit them back with the Keyblade. Then you can do jump, then you do the jump and you hit 2 strikes on him. Then you just kind of run around and try to rinse, wash, and repeat that whole method over and over again. It's really annoying too, especially if you don't have guard. Like, if you have guard, oh, that fight's a fucking joke. Especially when you figure out all his sword patterns. That fight is a joke. It's not even funny how bad that fight is once you get guard. But if you don't have guard, you kind of just have to be careful. Like, the best way to tech him is when he does the vertical slash, if you know what I'm talking about. No, the horizontal slash. When he does a slash like this horizontal slash, that's when you have to hit the X button. And then make sure you're paying attention to him, because that after you tech him there, he friggin' jumps back and he does the fireball. Because sometimes he will be cheap and he will hit you with another slash without you even expecting it. Like, if you do tech him, he'll just hit you with another freaking horizontal slash. But if you do tech him early, he does jump back and hits another fireball. So if you're struggling with that fight, either get guard, find out what level guard is on your character selection, because, you know, some people choose the shield, some people choose the sword, some people, I don't know why, choose the wand. I don't know why anyone would choose the wand in Kingdom Hearts 1. Magic sucks in Kingdom Hearts 1. But some people do choose the wand, whatever reason. But yeah. So what I'm saying is like, find out where you get guard. That fight's really, really easy. But if not, just hit the fireballs and good luck to you. And if you win, you get an elixir, which is pretty darn useful, because elixirs in KH1, really, really hard to find. So, yeah. So, and obviously I've said strats. So I hope, Largest, you can believe me on this. I did strats, and I hope you were picturing the fight in your head when you were like, you know what, when he was talking about that vertical slash, I kind of know what he's saying. There's also a broken cheat in that fight. I believe you can get freaking Squall like in the corner. Like, you know, he does this jump, like he does this super jump. You can fight around the first district. If you can get him stuck in the corner, he'll be like stuck in the air, and then you can just mash the X button. Like, just make sure you do 1, 2, like 2 strikes only, and he won't fall. So sometimes you can break the system too, but it's been fixed in in the new final mix. In regular Kingdom Hearts, you can still break it. The Latino Botman asks, do you think once Roman Reigns wins the belt at WrestleMania 31, will the Smarks stop bitching to move on? It all depends on how he's booked at that point, the Latino Batman. So if he's booked really, really well to the point where Smarks are not really pissed off about it, for sure. But if he's booked where the storyline sucked and the match sucked and it was just like he felt like he was handed the title instead of like the storyline was really good, he did well in the match, you could actually say to yourself, you know what, it was fine that he won the title there. You know what I'm saying? So it just all comes down to storytelling and booking and how the match goes to see if Smarks will stop bitching about Roman Reigns, aka the Cockfist. Francis Ward asks, do you think Triple H's announcement will be the return to the draft? Could make Roman Reigns on Raw, the champ on Raw, and Bryan the champ on SmackDown? No. Why? Why would you split up the brands? The brands aren't interesting by themselves. So why split up the brands? No. Why give Daniel Bryan a free belt? You can't always make the Daniel Bryan fans happy, people. They have to push other dudes besides Daniel Bryan. So why make another belt just for him? And especially because for me as a fan, I'll feel insulted because it feels like I wasted a year of my life to freaking watch, you know, this unified title be formed and established for a year just for the world title to be brought back like it's nothing just because we need to throw a belt on Daniel Bryan. No. No freaking draft. No brand split. There's not enough interesting superstars or talent to warrant a brand split, my man. If anything, Triple H's announcement is going to be about how the network is for free and something about Sting and maybe something about John Cena. So there you go. That's Triple H's announcement there. OG Man asks, is Tom Brady the John Cena of the NFL? Yes, he is, OG Man. He is the John Cena of the NFL. He doesn't win as much as John Cena because the NFL isn't scripted. But if you want to talk about the media pushing him down our throats and talking about how he's the greatest shit since sliced bread, then yeah, you can kind of say that. But at the same time, Tom Brady, I wouldn't say he's like John Cena to a degree. Just based off how he's presented, you can kind of see him being like John Cena. Peyton Manning is more of a John Cena than Tom Brady. Peyton Manning is definitely the John Cena of the NFL. So, yeah. But definitely Tom Brady is comparable to John Cena. Peyton and Tom Brady are both the John Cenas of the NFL. Like, the NFL makes sure you know who the fuck these two are. It's just the bottom line when it comes down to it. RFV089 asks, if Triple H, John Cena, and Randy Orton formed an NBA team, which of the following names would be the best name for their team? The Golden State Shovelers, the Cincinnati No Jobbers, or the Brooklyn Burials? How about the West Newbury, Massachusetts No Sellers? That would be my name for them. that would actually be a pretty terrible NBA team, man. Like, see, you know what would we be? Point guard. Orton would be like the small forward that jacks up too much shots, and then Triple H, man, he would try to play power forward, but he would always get blocked and get pissed off. It would be definitely like those enforcer power forwards, the dudes you hate playing against. Bill Bradford asks, what if the WWE decided for WrestleMania that they were going to have a 4-hour-long Iron Man match between John Cena and Randy Orton for the title, and Triple H beat a referee and Sheamus and Batista doing commentary? How do you think that YWC react to that? Fuck this shit. I ain't watching. This is stupid. John Cena, Randy Orton. Why is Triple H in this match? Why is Batista and Sheamus doing commentary? They both suck. This sucks. I'm done watching wrestling until next week when I get to watch Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, baby. That's how the YWC would react to that statement. To that match, at least. That WrestleMania. For me, on the other hand, I'd be Breakfast Clubbing that shit all day. You have to have Shawn Michaels, though. You have to have Shawn Michaels have a couple run-ins. Final Limits asks, what are your... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I didn't answer this question. What are your thoughts on butthurt fans unsubscribing from the network and blocking wrestlers from leaving their cars because of one match that their hero didn't win and was won by Roman Cockfist Reigns? Ha ha! Cockfist. Fans are stupid and dumb and pathetic sometimes in wrestling. They get pissed off for something that will not hurt them in their lives. I don't get it. You know, there's much more worse things in life to worry about. But the fact that people are blocking out wrestlers' cars just because your favorite wrestler didn't win a match is just so dumb. But we're trying to send a message to WWE. Yeah, but you know what? These wrestlers are people too. And if you were in that situation, you would have hated it yourself. You would have said to yourself, fuck this nonsense. Why are all these idiots freaking trying to block me out? I'm just saying, man. It's just embarrassing sometimes to be a professional wrestling fan, but you know what? It's just how it is at the end of the day. Savvy Yes Man asks, do you believe that the reason that the WWE is bad is because it's been in years is because they are trying to troll the smart marks? No. That's not even the main reason, man. Not even the main reason at all. They ain't trying to troll the smart marks. WWE is against us, yet they give us CM Punk as 434-day champion. Daniel Bryan gets forced into 2 WrestleMania matches. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they try to troll the smart marks really, really fucking hard because they do give you what you want sometimes. No, it's just been bad because they don't know how to make characters anymore. They don't know how to freaking make entertaining storylines that you would actually want to sit down and watch. That's why they're bad right now. Storylines and characters just suck. Trying to troll the smart marks. I mean, can they troll them? Absolutely. I'm not denying that they've trolled them before, but that's not the main reason why they're bad. Nintendo Fanboy 1998 asks, have you ever seen so much fans butthurt by canceling the WWE Network, especially that asshole, the Lex Man? I haven't seen that many fans butthurt in a while. I think the last time I've seen fans that butthurt, like so pissed off that they were done, was when fucking Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds. Because I remember I was watching some WrestleMania 28 reviews, and 28's actually a good Mania. But so many people were calling it like the worst Mania ever, just because of the start of the pay-per-view. But don't worry, CM Punk and Jericho made up for it somehow. That was the only other good match, was that CM Punk and Jericho. Somehow they wrestled a 5-star classic. I don't know what I was watching. I only saw a decent match by Jericho and Punk, but whatever. Apparently it was 5 stars and everything else was garbage and it sucked on WrestleMania 28. Fuck the end of the era match, apparently. I'm sorry. Some wrestling fans, and just the way they think is just so weird to me. Jack the Talking Dildo asks, "Have you canceled your WWE Network due to Reigns winning like all the other angry fans did?" No, I'm a Roman Reigns fan. Why would I be pissed off that he won the Rumble? And I'm not canceling my network. It's $9.99 for all the past pay-per-views, all those like cool original shows that they make. I mean, screw that. Why would I cancel my network? That's just dumb. I ain't gonna cancel my network just because one dude won a match. I mean, you guys know me. Daniel Bryan is not my favorite wrestler of all time, but I'm fine with him being champion. I wasn't like, well, man, let me cancel my network because some dude I don't like is champion. Like, screw that. Why? Give up all that freaking great content just for fucking one pay-per-view and one match? No, man, if I cancel the network it's because like I'm disinterested in the WWE altogether. You know, I'm still interested in wrestling. I'm still interested in the WWE, so why would I cancel my network? Would make no sense for me to do so. I love Watermelon 525 asks, have you ever beaten Riku on Destiny Island, either in that racing mini game or that sparring on Destiny Island on Kingdom Hearts? Be honest. More Kingdom Hearts strat talk for me. I like talking strats in Kingdom Hearts if I can remember them correctly. That racing mini game, fuck that shit. I've done it like twice in my life, but other than that, I always fucking lose. Even when I replay Kingdom Hearts, I always lose that race. I say it's not important. All it does is name the damn gummy ship. Like, really, that's it. I mean, you do get a petty stone out of it, and petty stones can be sold for a lot of money, but it's just like, man, why did they make you have to race Riku to get those petty stones? Why couldn't I just fight him a couple of times? That would have been more useful. I at least would have gotten experience out of it. Freaking racing and him always being cheap and cheating and pushing you off the ladder. Screw that nonsense. For real. So, honestly, I've only beat him like 2 times. And each of the 2 times we were like freaking lucky. Like, oh, he was walking one time and I managed to sneak up on him and win the race. And then the other time was I actually nailed the whole freaking track perfect. And he almost like cheated and almost caught up to me. And I was like, no, how'd you almost catch up to me? And then I just freaking made sure I got there. So, yeah, only twice I beat him. But the sparring ain't that hard. You know, you can grind for guard, but I don't know anyone crazy enough to grind for guard on Destiny Island. I mean, more power to you if you're like one of those dudes that just hit Waka's blitzball in his head a couple times. But yeah, I wouldn't grind on Destiny Island that long. But when it comes down to Riku and how he fights, it's really annoying because like his strats keep on changing. And what I mean is that like he'll keep jumping around and doing different things, and so he will change his movement. I don't know what it is, what they set up with his AI. I think they try to make that fight on Destiny Island the most difficult. But when it comes down to it, Riku normally jumps. When he jumps, he's going to do a different assortment of slashes. Either most likely he will start off with a spinning slash or a vertical high slash. If he's doing the spinning slash, tech that shit. Really, really easy. Don't freaking hit a full combo on Riku. Just hit 2 strikes. That's the one thing most people make mistakes on, is that they always go for the full combo and then they get hit by that kip up. Just hit 2 strikes, you're fine. You can avoid the kip up easily because, like, you know, if you just hit him 2 strikes all the time, he will never be in that position, and so you'll end up winning the fight. But the thing is that if you do get him in the kip up situation because you're kind of being over anxious and you like hit like a 4-hit combo on him and stuff, then freaking just say to yourself, okay, I'm going to run straight at him, take off your lock on, run straight at him, he'll miss you with the damn kip up. And then also when he does this and he keeps saying like, that's all you got, blah, 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 he'll start using his character dialogue. Then afterwards, he'll do a freaking spinning slash or a vertical slash. Just tech that. There you go, man. Those are some Riku strats for you. Reed19 asks, does finding out that Vince is writing Reigns' promo explain why they've been so corny and Cena-like? Why would Vince even try to make him like Cena? Because Vince believes his top guy should be funny for whatever reason. I don't believe that. I don't think that should be the case, that the top guy always needs to be some jokester, someone that has some fun in the ring, but that's what Vince thinks that the top guy should be, is someone that could relate to all audiences and just be a fun guy to watch overall. I don't know why Vince would do that, though. I don't know. Like, honestly, Reed 19, I can't answer that for you in full, and like why Vince is like solely trying to do that. I just think it's because he feels like the top guy should be somewhat funny, because let's face it, comedy is always really, really good when it comes down to it. You know, Brock was funny, Hogan was funny, Ultimate Warrior was funny, Cena's kind of funny, so yeah. Just Inside asks, if Cena fought Reigns at a pay-per-view event, will Cena get cheered with Reigns being booed? That's an interesting question. And yes, I think that would be the situation. I think the IWC likes John Cena more than Roman Reigns. I really, really do. Because all these fans, it's just funny. All these fans canceled their network yet when Roman Reigns wins the WWE title. Yet so many fans were so adamant how they were going to cancel their network if John Cena became a 15-time champion. And yet when John Cena did it, all we got were people bitching and moaning and saying same old shit. No one canceled their network. So I'm just saying, like, Roman Reigns made people cancel their network. John Cena didn't. So I honestly believe that more fans like John Cena than Roman Reigns at this point, and I think Cena would get cheered when Reigns gets booed. I can't wait for that match, because that will just be the ultimate match of, like, wondering how the fans are going to react to it. I can't wait for that match. Brony Loading asks, what about the Royal Rumble last Sunday after Reigns eliminated the last guy for the win of the match? All of a sudden, while he was his back turned around celebrating, from underneath out comes Tito Ortiz and eliminates Reigns, winning the Rumble match and getting a massive crowd response for cheers to eliminate Reigns since he was heavily hated. Will be the first time he ever got cheered. Brony. I get it, man. You're trying to make Tito into a superstar. It would never happen. Because the fans wouldn't give a shit. The fans probably wouldn't be paying attention. They'd probably be booing. All of a sudden, Roman Reigns gets thrown out of the ring, and the fans are going to be like, wait, who just threw him out? And they'll just see, boom, 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 Tato! No one would give a shit. You will never get cheered when it comes down to professional wrestling. Never. So nice try, Brony. Nice fantasy booking there. But it would never happen. Redwood316 asked, did you see the Fantastic Four trailer? Yeah. Wasn't that interesting? I'll hold my judgment until I see a much longer trailer where they actually show these dudes using their powers. But yeah, so far, on Fantastic Four for me. I always like to give movies a chance anyways, even if the trailers do look bad. Clarkson Lopez asks, why do fans continue buying WWE PPVs and merchandise and keep watching WWE on TV if they don't like it? To me, it's like going to a fast food restaurant you don't like because you think your food is shitty, but will continue to buy their food anyway, even though you already know it was going to taste like shit. I myself don't do the same. Well, first off, you're trying to compare WWE to a fast food restaurant. Here's the difference. Fast food restaurants, there's many different type of fast food restaurants out there, man. WWE, when it comes down to what they do as professional wrestling, what other form of entertainment that they do is out there? Yeah, you know, TNA's out there. Yeah, Ring of Honor's out there. Yeah, PWG. Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling. But those are still different forms of wrestling. So when it comes down to it, comparing WWE to fast food is kind of insulting in a way, because it's like there's more options for fast food. And when it comes down to mainstream wrestling, the 85% of people who watch the WWE, there's not other forms of professional wrestling out there. Let's just face it, there's not a lot of people who watch professional wrestling. A lot of wrestling fans think that, you know, still people to this day watch wrestling almost every single week, like 8 million like it was in the past. But it's really just 3.5 million. So, like, what I'm saying is this, man. It's like, we can't really compare fast food to wrestling, because if you don't like that fast food type of food, you'll just go somewhere else. When it comes down to it, for most fans, there's nowhere else for them to go. Because not all these promotions out there offer them what they want to see in professional wrestling, especially in entertainment. But when it comes down to it, I just think it's just wrestling fans have a habit. They like watching wrestling, good or bad, it doesn't matter. They still like watching it. They still get their kicks off of it. There's still that glimmer of hope every once in a while when you watch professional wrestling. You say to yourself, man, this is why I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying, man? So, you know, wrestling, is it bad right now? Absolutely. But am I going to lie to myself and saying WWE has not given me some awesome moments back in 2014? Hell no. Because WWE in 2014, they've done some awesome things, I think. You know, you had Daniel Bryan win the title. That was a cool storyline, ended it with an awesome moment. You know, you had Seth Rollins betraying the Shield. You had Sting finally debut in the WWE. I mean, WWE, even though they're bad, they still find a way to get you interested. They still find a way to hook you back in. That's all I can really say on that topic, man. Matt Gochi asks, what are your thoughts on WWE Network reaching 1 million subscribers? To me, I'm surprised this happened, especially with the whole trend of cancel the WWE Network. Oh, I was laughing because canceling the WWE Network when that was trending, if anything, helped the WWE Network reach to more people. Because, you know, WWE Network, yeah, people say this shit's been promoted very well, but it's been promoted terribly. It's only been promoted on WWE television sets, and also what you see on the WWE.com websites and any other websites you go with advertisement, knowing if you're a wrestling fan, because you're Google searching wrestling at least once a day, I believe, you know, going on any dirt sheet site you like to go to. So if you go on an ESPN or a website that's not wrestling, you're going to see a WWE Network ad. It doesn't mean your freaking next door neighbor has the same network ad on the same website. So this helped the network. This helped people realize, oh shit, there's a WWE Network out here? I'm just saying, man, like a lot of people thought, you know, oh yeah, cancel the network. Yeah, we'll show them. But if anything, you just helped them out. You just helped them out promote the network even more. And now that you're going to have a free month after this, ooh, they should get a couple more subscribers, a couple 200,000 more subscribers for sure. But yeah, this if anything, it helped the network out more than it hurt it. The Gochi Man asks, if WWE keeps having the Royal Rumble in Philly and continues not to have Daniel Bryan win, then will this be a traditional thing every year where fans will shit on the Royal Rumble winner? Yup. Yep, man. That will be the tradition if freaking they keep having the Royal Rumble in Philly and they keep not having Daniel Bryan win. Absolutely. Mr. Juicy asks, do you think people in the IWC are sometimes hypocrites? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think, like, even myself have sometimes has been a hypocrite on here. I ain't afraid to admit it. There's some stuff where I look back on my old videos and I say, holy fuck, why did I say that shit? I sound so stupid. So, yeah. I believe some of us are hypocrites when it comes down to it, when it comes down to professional wrestling. I try to clean myself up with my hypocrisy sometimes. I really do. I try to clean myself up about it, you know, especially when people think that I just hate all small wrestlers when I'm just clearly not a Daniel Bryan fan, but it's cool if the dude succeeds because he is a really good talent. So, you know, some people don't understand that, you know, I'm just not a really that big of a Daniel Bryan fan, but apparently I have to be to make YouTube videos, which makes no sense to me. So, hey, it is what it is. Joe Juicy asks, will Roman Reigns become the new John Cena if he beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31? It goes back to that other question, Joe Juicy. How is he booked beating Lesnar? If he's booked where he gets his ass kicked the most match, and then all of a sudden he does the leg drop apron, and then does the Superman punch, and then does the spear, then yeah, that's the next John Cena. But if it's a long, drawn-out match, and there's a bunch of back and forward action, then no. So, there you go. It's how he beats him. Greg Toomer, do you think the Lex Man and Preston agree on everything when they do the podcast on the Wrestling Paradise? Yes, I've answered that question before, but yes, they do tend to agree way too much. It's mainly Preston just not wanting to fight with the Lex Man. Because really, to be honest, I'm pretty sure a lot of us have debated with the Lex Man on there. He's not that really good of a debater. He gets really mad really easily. Ultimate WWE Apologist asks, how awesome was the Royal Rumble this past Sunday? I thought it was yet again another great pay-per-view by the WWE, and it gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Good for you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Ultimate WWE Apologist. Hey, man, if you thought it was a 10 out of 10, good for you, man. I thought it was just an okay show. It was like, you know, undercard was all right. One of the best world title matches you will ever see in that triple threat. And then a terrible Royal Rumble match. Terribly booked Royal Rumble match for sure. So for me, it was kind of like in the middle type of a pay-per-view because the event itself is called Royal Rumble, but yet it had a really terrible Royal Rumble match. But that world title match is like a match that will stand the test of time and that you will remember for years to come because it was so fucking awesome. So yeah, it was like a in the middle type of show for me. So I guess a 5 out of 10 Ultimate WWE Apologist, even though I don't rate my pay-per-views like that. I normally just say good, great, or awesome. Slot Nuts 2000 asks, since Roman Reigns winning the Rumble was similar to Batista winning the Rumble last year, do you think WWE should turn Roman Reigns heel and have him wear sunglasses and skinny jeans and tell the fans to deal with it? No. Why try to make Roman Reigns like Batista? Let Roman Reigns have his own heel persona. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to go heel out with Roman Reigns, let him have his own heel persona and not try to mimic Batista. I mean, there's only one Dave Batista. Let's just be real here. We don't need to force another Dave Batista on this earth. Josh Chambers asks, what are some things you like and don't like about the Lex Man? Things I like about him is that he knows how to title his videos very well. I wish I could title the videos well, and he can make really sick mashups, man. If I could make those mashups, that would be so cool. I always wanted to make like highlight videos and video packages and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. So I really like how he can make those video packages. Things I don't like is that his microphones and camera. It just feels like, dude, if you're one of the top IWC guys, just buy a new camera. You know what I'm saying? It's like buy a camera so it's not always like. It's like, come on, man. Like, you have 100,000 people that watch a Royal Rumble review, and it's like, man, you couldn't even give them a common courtesy of, like, you know, upgrading your equipment. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, maybe upgrade your camera. That's one thing I don't like. And I also don't like how it's like, you can't really, I mean, you can know the Lex Man, but it's just like, you can't really debate with him because he gets really mad for no reason. It's just like, dude, we're just having a friendly discussion. It's like, no, you don't know what you're talking about and stuff like that. Like, debating with him is just not fun. So that's something I don't like about the Lex Man. So there you go, Josh. John Cool asks, what's your favorite cartoon intro? Cat Dog. Because it's flipping crazy. He flies all over the place. You don't know what the hell is going on, but you know it's about a show with a cat and a little dog. Or a little animal named Dog or whatever it's called. But yeah, Cat Dog's one of them, and then Rugrats being a close second. The Real Heel asks, what do you think? Who do you think would win a fight, the Justice League or the Avengers? Oh man, DC fans are going to be pissed at me. No, just kidding. I think the Avengers are overall a better team than the Justice League. No, I think Justice League overall better team than the Avengers. Because like the Avengers, they keep changing too much and they keep adding too many people. The Justice League, they have a bunch of people, but the core 7 of the Justice League versus the core of the Avengers, I have to give the edge to the Justice League, even though I'm more of a Marvel guy. And Jay Walker just asked, which comic company do you like better, DC and Marvel, and why? Marvel. Marvel's my favorite comic book company. You know, I don't think DC's bad. I like both equally, if anything, but Marvel gets a slight edge, and I like them a little bit better because some of the characters are just cool. And that's just when it comes down to it. I just like reading the dialogue sometimes of Marvel characters. I find them more witty. I don't find most of their story arcs to be too dark and demeaning. That's something that always turns me off from DC. It's just like, you know, if I want a fun sense of humor comic, it's hard for me to run into a DC comic nowadays where there's a lot of fun sense of humor. I mean, they've been trying with the new 52 series, but what I'm saying is like mostly I can get a good, dark, gritty storyline, but also having a fun chapter to read coming from Marvel instead of DC. So I like Marvel more, but you know, DC is good in its own right too. I don't think DC's bad at all. But yeah, there you go, Marvel. Rebecca Olsen asks, would the IW still praise Daniel Bryan if he were don't similar to John Cena? If he was like similar to John Cena? If he was like built more seriously to what were you asking here, Rebecca? Because it's kind of like, it's like if he were built similarly to John Cena. If he looked similarly to John Cena, no, people wouldn't cheer Daniel Bryan. Because I don't think Daniel Bryan would be able to wrestle the style that he has going if he was built like John Cena. If he had the size of John Cena. So no, I don't think the fans would cheer him at all. If anything, they would be like, oh, look, another muscle mark that Vince likes. It's just the truth. I mean, but if he could still wrestle the way that he does, then, you know, the fans would love him and say he's awesome and all that other stuff. Jake Loomis asked, what if Garbage Man won the Royal Rumble, then went on to win the WWE title, WrestleMania 31, and then said, Chase Oliver in your face after he wins it? Go back to the earlier question where I said I would punch him in his face. That's what I will do. Randy Bussetti asks, thoughts on TNA on Destination America? Do you watch it? And if so, why not review it? I do watch TNA on Destination America. And Randy, the reason why I don't really review TNA as much is because it's hard for me to review TNA because so much information gets released so early. And it's like when you review a show, you technically want to know what's going to happen the next week without knowing it. With you coming on here and, you know, like, keep in mind, Randy, I'm not trying to be rude here or anything, but I don't know if you make videos or not, but if you're making a video and you're making reviews, you want to make sure you're not going to know what's going to happen in the future. The problem with TNA is, like, you already know what's going to happen in March. So it takes the fun out of reviewing something. And people say you can avoid the spoilers all you want, but at the end of the day, somehow, some way, you're going to trip into those damn spoilers and be an idiot. Trust me, I've tripped in so many spoilers and been like, frick, I'm an idiot. So you know what, Randy, it's just, when it comes to TNA, it's hard to review, mainly because there's so much shit out there already. Like, I can review a show in January, but some of the stuff that they booked there in January, I know doesn't matter sometimes because they're just going to ruin it in flipping March. That's why it's hard to review TNA. I mean, has TNA been putting on good episodes? Absolutely. I'm not denying that whatsoever. I think TNA did a fantastic job last Friday. But the thing is, reviewing it doesn't matter to me because it's like, shit, I already know what they're doing in March. Like I review a Raw here in January. I'm not going to know what's happening in Raw in March because they haven't filmed up to March. They wait till actual March time to film. That's just when it comes down to it, because I know I'm going to stumble into the TNA spoilers, and I know I'm going to see what happens. That's why I don't review NXT, because most of the time when I see the spoilers of NXT, I say to myself, Jesus, I've seen this match like 5 million times. I don't want to freaking review this show. So there you go, Randy Bassetti. There you go. Oh, wow. Look at this Q&A. It's a long one. Iron Man. Speaking of Iron Man, that's what Q&A 100 is going to be. You guys send in as many questions as you want. I believe this is Q&A 99. I'm not 100% sure. Let me check this up real quick, people. This video is already long, but let me check this up real quick. Okay, this is going to be 98. So, Q&A 100. Don't start saying the questions now. I'll remind people after Q&A 99. But Q&A 100, I'm going to be doing Iron Man style. So 60 minutes. It's going to be a long fucking Q&A. And you guys can answer as many questions as possible. As many as possible you can think of in your heads. Just know, I'm only going to go to that 1 hour. Just know that. So, hope you guys are excited for Q&A 100. Sorry this video was super duper long, but hey, you know what? You get I guess I'm making up for lost time. Because it's a 40-minute video. You can watch me. Yeah, you guys get the drill. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseAlbert68. I'll see you all next time. Peace.